So let's talk a little bit about how you do tests in SPSS, and specifically how you find help about it, since I'm going to do a specific video for each of the tests that you would want to look at. So first you need to get SPSS from Carthage. I talked a little bit about this on the first day, but some people haven't remembered it, so I'm going to put this all here. So there's a link here that you can click. Obviously I'm going to share this presentation to you on Schoology. So you follow this link, shows something like this. You click on the relevant file, you download it to your computer. It comes compressed, so you have to uncompress it and then run the installer. So the thing that you download is an installing program. It's not the actual SPSS itself. It actually has to connect to the network and download a whole bunch of other stuff. So it can take about like half an hour to an hour, depending on how fast your computer is. Once you've downloaded it, you can get rid of the installer program and delete the other stuff you download directly from Carthage. And then you start up SPSS. The first time you start up SPSS, you're going to see something called the License Activation Wizard, which is going to ask you for how you're going to log into SPSS and acknowledge that you have legal right to use it. So what you're going to do is you're going to pick Authorized User, and then you'll enter in a very long code that you will have gotten from me because you sent me an email saying, "Yo, Taft, I have installed SPSS and I need the code." And obviously I can't put that here because it changes every year, and then I'd probably get in trouble anyway. So that's how you get SPSS. Once you run SPSS, then you will see a welcome dialog when you start it up. And this is a really important tool for you to be able to understand how to use SPSS better. A lot of times we breeze through it when you have specific instructions, but if you're in a situation where you have to remind yourself what you need to do, this is a good tool for it. And there are two key things that help you with it, as you can see here. There's a tab down here that you can click to see the sample files, and this is every sample file that came with SPSS over the course of, so there's like literally hundreds of these files that have different data sets. And then there's also a link over here that can take you to online help. So these sample data files are really, really useful. There's not a lot of information about them in SPSS itself, but there is a pretty good description of what they are linked to over here. I can show it to you over here. Well, no, actually I can't. Looks like this. So it describes what's going on in these files, and this is in the help website. So generally speaking, these data sets are not real data in the sense of actual something that's collected from the real world, but they're modeled off of real data and then cleaned up a little bit to be made nicer so it's easier for you to analyze, and also so they can avoid privacy issues. The other really useful tool is the online SPSS tutorial. And there is a ton of documentation. It goes on and on and on. So this tutorial will give you some helpful things on just orienting yourself on how to use it. And then there is a section on different kinds of analyses. And then what I find particularly useful are these case studies. And we have actually learned a bunch of statistical tests that go in Statistics Base Edition. So when I created the problem set that is due next, the one that has a bunch of different tests that you need to run in SPSS, I actually used the relevant part of this menu to find the data and to create the problems. So that would be a helpful thing for you to check out. All right. Oh, okay. Apparently I'm offline. That won't be a problem, I'm sure. It's really fine. All right. So the last thing I want to talk about is navigating SPSS. So I'll just close this, and then we'll go down here. I'll try to anyway. All right. So when you activate a command in SPSS, like say I want to filter to do something in the edit menu, you start on the edit menu and then you pick an item. Or alternatively, there might be a sub-menu and then an item within that sub-menu. And so when I'm trying to write out a description of how to use that, I could say something wordy like activate the one-way ANOVA command that is in the compare mean sub-menu of the analyze menu. But ain't nobody got time for that. since that's what this would look like. Instead, I'm just going to write analyze, arrow symbol, compare means, arrow symbol, one-way ANOVA. To me, it looks like an arrow. It doesn't have to look like an arrow to you, but it looks like an arrow to me. So that's how you find your way through the menus. The first thing is going to be the top menu. So for example, I have listed here the menu paths for all the different statistical tests that we learned in this class. So you can use any of those to run the analyses that are part of the problem set.